this is Jackson R with KLKR News, and we have a big snowstorm coming in from the west. And it's coming to Minnesota as fast as a toaster cooking bread, which means slow. So buy some food and water and hope there is not a power outage. But let's talk about the worst blizzards in Minnesota. And first is the snowstorm of November 11th through 12th, the Black Dust Blizzard. At this time, people did not know what was going to happen. And then the dust blizzard came in. It only lasted 2 days, but you could not see a thing. It was so dark, it was like a blackout. Oh wait, I just got some news. That the snowstorm is moving east. So it's heading towards Iowa and at fast speeds. So what are snowstorms? Well, it's just like snowing, but worse, and can kill people, just like snow. Just like the 1972 blizzard, it killed up to 4,000 people and lasted from the 3rd to the 9th. We all pray that will never happen again in Minnesota. Minnesota is known for bad snow and snowstorms, but the worst believed snowstorm that happened on Halloween. The snow came down and got up to 8.2 inches, and it happened on October 31st in 1991. Well, better get some blankets and make some hot chocolate and watch some movies in this freezing time. We have some late breaking news. We have a blizzard that's just hit St. Cloud, Minnesota. We have a reporter on the scene.
Hello, I'm Raylan Nix. Welcome to the news. The blizzard just hit and it's very cold outside, so do not go outside. So do not plan on going to work. The plants have died and the calls will not start. It is -14 outside. Back to you, Jackson, because you cannot get out of here because our cars won't start.
Thank you, Braylon, for that great report. This is your host, Jackson from KLKR News, signing out.
Hi, my name is Morgan Stanley. A natural disaster is a damage or loss of life. A blizzard is a severe snowstorm with winds and low visibility. A blizzard is caused by the weather. You don't know when they are going to happen. A blizzard forms when warm air forms of cold air. It also has to be 20 degrees Fahrenheit. We have some breaking news to report. There is a blizzard in Howard Lake, Minnesota. Sending it to you, Yana.
I am here in Howard Lake, Minnesota, reporting on the blizzard that just happened, that just caused car accident, broken windows, roof caves, and cars getting stuck in ditches. There were 400 people who lost their lives and several injuries. Lots of people evacuated, and this caused many accidents on the road. It is still snowing, but not as hard as before. Expected snow totals are going to be around 16 inches of snow. Plants died and animals got injured as well. The weather is still very cold, and frostbite can happen in a matter of minutes. So just for the weather, if you need to leave your house. This is Yana Peterson reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Morgan, in the studio.
Thank you for the great report. This is Morgan from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Jordan. A natural disaster is an event such as floods, earthquakes, or hurricanes. They all can kill people, plants, animals, and take down houses. A tsunami is a series of waves in a large body of water. Tsunamis are formed by earthquakes and underwater earthquakes powerful volcanoes and underwater volcanoes, also landslides and underwater landslides. Tsunami can take place anywhere in the world and can happen during the day or night. Most occur during the day. We have late breaking news. A tsunami has just hit Tuna Bay, Alaska. We have a reporter on the scene right now.
I am here in Latuya Bay, Alaska, reporting on the tsunami that just happened. The tsunami can flood homes and make people evacuate their homes. The people had to evacuate their homes, and their houses were destroyed by the bounding waves. The weather is terrible. There is high winds that can blow over cars and rip roofs off houses. The animals are caused to build new homes, and the plants are all dying, and the animals are forced to live somewhere else because of the lack of food. 29,000 people died, and the peninsula opened to 40 million cubic yards into the water. This has been Sending It Back to You, Landon and Jordan in the studio.
Thank you for that great report, Ben. This is Jordan for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Mackenzie Robertson. A natural disaster is a natural event such as floods, earthquakes, or hurricane. The definition of a tsunami is a long, high sea wave caused by an earthquake, a submarine landslide, or other disturbance in the ocean. A tsunami is caused by an underwater earthquake, then big waves rush upon the shore. Tsunamis happen after an earthquake and can take place at any time and anywhere in the world. We have some breaking news to report. There is a tsunami in Fairbanks, Alaska.
(1,720 feet tall) and 27,000 people died from the earthquake at the beginning. People lose their life and they have to start construction on rebuilding their homes. The people in the tsunami are probably sad because they might have lost their homes. The people can get to high ground to keep themselves safe. The weather is now cold and the tsunami is over, so it is safe to go back. After the tsunami, animals have to adapt to the change of landscape and it kills a lot of trees. This is Olivia sending it back to you, Mackenzie, in the studio.
Thank you for the great report, Olivia. This is Mackenzie for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Haley Bubalt. A natural disaster is an event such as a flood, earthquake, or a tornado that occurs great damage or loss of life. A tsunami is a series of waves generated in an ocean of other body of water by a disturbance such as an earthquake, landslide, volcano eruption impact, undersea landscape, which can be caused by a large earthquakes, can also cause tsunamis. Waves in term as water attempts to find a state position. There is no specific season the tsunami happens, and it can happen at day or night, and there is no specific month. The tsunami can happen over land and land. We have some breaking news to report. There was a tsunami in Hawaii.
I am here in Hawaii reporting on the tsunami that just hit. It has flooded many homes and destroyed many buildings. It has caused deaths to many people and animals. They have to do a lot of new buildings to rebuild their homes. People hid in houses and used boats to survive. It is very cold here. It has been at least an hour since it hit. Many animals have died as well as plants. Many animals' nests and habits have been destroyed. This is Hannah reporting live for KLKR, sending it back to Haley in the studio.
Thank you, Hannah, for that great report. This is Haley for KLKR News.
is Alicia Barrientos-Tucker.
And mine is Zoe Johnson.
A natural disaster is an event such as floods, earthquake, or hurricane that cause great damage or loss of life.
A tsunami is a big earthquake under the water that causes a huge wave to occur. This wave causes a mass destruction when it hits land.
A tsunami is a series of waves generated in the ocean or other bodies of water.
Did you know that an earthquake in Europe triggered a tsunami that killed 60,000 people?
We have some breaking news report that there was a tsunami in Indian Ocean that just hit land. In Porto, we have a reporter live on the scene. Let's go there now.
I am here in Lisbon, Portugal, reporting on the tsunami that has just occurred. Tsunamis have been known to cause havoc, such as destroying human life, uprooting trees and plants, and destroying animal habitats, property damage, and changing the geological landscape. Tsunamis affect people's everyday lives a lot, like overwhelming sewage systems and destroying homes. Some people tried to use boats to escape the tsunami, and everyone was warned, so they went to high ground. But many people cannot go to work because of the damage. The weather right now is freezing, and it is very windy. There is torrential rain. The plants and animals have taken a lot of damage, like uprooting trees and plants, drowning land animals, and the pollution in the water from the tsunamis kills the sea animals. This is Alora reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Zoe and Alicia, in the studio.
Thank you, Alora, for that great report. This is Alicia and Zoe for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Sydney Amundsen. Welcome to KLKR. A natural disaster is something that happens naturally. A tsunami can take place at any place of the world or any season. A tsunami is caused by an earthquake or an underwater landslide. A tsunami is formed from an underwater landslide or an underwater earthquake. We have some breaking news to report. There has been a tsunami in Luta Bay, Alaska. We sent some reporters to check it out.
Hello, my name is Lacey Burrell.
Hello, my name is Bridget Erickson.
We are here in Litua Bay, Alaska, reporting on the tsunami that just hit. 225,000 people have been pronounced dead.
A tsunami can cause major damages such as breaking buildings, drowning plants and animals, and after the tsunami is over, you still have to deal with flooding.
This can affect people's lives in many different ways, such as killing family members or pets. Tsunamis also damage habitats and insects.
People and animals are still fighting for life after the tsunami, but the tsunami is over. Fun fact, tsunamis can get as big as a mile high.
A tsunami that big would be extremely powerful and deadly. This is Lacey Burrell
and Bridget Erickson
reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Sydney Amundsen, in the studio.
Thank you, Bridget and Lacey, for that wonderful report. This is Sydney Amundsen for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Chase Cody. What is a natural disaster?
Hi, my name is Finn. A natural disaster is a natural event that causes great damage or loss of life. How does a wildfire form?
Sometimes fires occur naturally entered by heat from the sun or the lightning strike. When do wildfires occur?
They can happen at any time. Most wildfires happen during the day and are caused by people who are careless. People cause almost 80% of wildfires by not properly attending to campfires, people throwing cigarettes out car windows, and people playing with matches.
The other 20% is caused by natural and lightning strikes in dry areas. This causes wildfires to start as well.
What seasons do wildfires happen in?
Wildfires happen during the dry summer season when there is not a lot of rain. These is most during the months of July and August, but wildfires can happen at any time during the year.
We have some late breaking news to report. There is a wildfire in Canada's Glacier National Park. Let's go to Riken, who is live on the scene.
We're right Reichen, and I'm here live on the border of Canada and the U.S., reporting in Glacier National Park. I'll tell you what's happening right here, right now. The wildfire has killed plant life and destroyed one building. It also destroyed 6,982 acres of land. There has been 3 people who have lost their lives. The fire started due when the campfire that was not properly output. We have several firefighter crews here live on the scene battling the fire that's directly behind me. These crews have been working on the fire for over an hour and hoping to get the fire under control in the next hour or 2. This is Reichen for KL Laker News, sending it back to you in the studio.
Thank you for that great report, Reichen. This is Chase and Fan for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Oren.
And I'm Riker.
A natural disaster is an event that causes a great suffering and damage like a hurricane, earthquake, or tornado.
A hurricane is a storm with a violent wind and a particular tropical cyclone that causes catastrophic damage depending on the Saffir-Simpson scale.
Warm air rises and descending air starts to create a cyclone, and as more air comes, it starts to form a hurricane. A natural disaster forms with tropical cyclones, gradually getting bigger until it gets so big it can be seen from space.
A hurricane typically happens during the day as it needs warm water and weather to form. A hurricane can take place anywhere it's warm and can happen at any time during the year.
We have some late-breaking news. There is a hurricane in Miami, Florida. We have Warren live on the scene.
Hi, my name is Warren Kowicki. I am here live on the scene in Miami, Florida, reporting on the hurricane that just hit Miami. There has been one flood and heavy rain, and there has been multiple buildings destroyed. The people have been dealing with one flood. There has also been people that have been swooped up by the hurricane. The people also have been protecting themselves by staying in a secure room or by staying away from windows. The weather is 80 degrees and very humid. And sadly, there has been over 300 reports of animal deaths and animal homes destroyed. This has been Warren Kowicki for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Oren and Riker in the studio.
Thank you for that great report. This is Riker and Oren for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Sophie Fisher. A natural disaster is an event such as hurricanes, tornadoes, floods, wildfires, blizzards, earthquakes, and tsunamis that causes great damage or loss of life. A tornado is caused by warm air from the Gulf of Mexico and cold air from Canada. The warm air rises through the cold air, causing an updraft. A tornado can happen at any time, most likely between 3 and 9 p.m. We have some late-breaking news. There is a tornado in Orlando, Florida.
I'm here live in Orlando, Florida, reporting on the tornado that just hit Disneyland. It causes horrible winds that can destroy bridges, flip trains, and send cars flying. People die and animals can hardly find shelter. If there is a tornado, go find shelter with no windows. The disaster is done now, but still don't go by construction. Plants are gone and some animals are dead. This is Harley Carls reporting for KLKR, sending it back to Sophie Fisher in the studio.
Thank you, Harley, for that great report. This is Sophie Fisher signing off for KLKR.
Hi, my name is Ari Keating. A natural disaster is a natural event such as a flood, earthquake, or hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life. A flood is an overflowing of large amount of water beyond its normal point, especially over what is normally dry land. A flood happens when there is excessive rain, a ruptured dam, rapid melting of snow or ice, or even an unfortunately placed beaver dam can overwhelm a river. Though there is no specific flood season, most flooding occurs in the U.S. from spring to fall. No region is safe from flooding. All 50 states are subject to flash floods. We have some breaking news to report. There is a flood in the Netherlands.
My name is Haley and I am here in the Netherlands reporting on the North Sea flood that just hit. It has caused loss of life
damages property, destruction of crops, loss of livestock. More than 2,500 people were killed from this flood. People are having trouble staying safe because of the loss of their houses. To stay safe, people are going to the highest ground of floor possible. If your skin comes to contact with the flood water, make sure to wash it with soap and disinfected water because the contents are unknown. The water is cold, rainy, wet, and the weather is cold, rainy, wet, and also slushy. With all the water, it suffocates the plant's roots, so the plants die. About 30,000 animals drowned. It is Haley for KLKR, sending it back to you, Ari, in the studio.
Thank you, Haley, for that great report. This is Ari for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Allie Schmidt from KLKR News. A natural disaster is a natural event that causes great damage or loss of life. A tsunami is a long sea wave. A tsunami is caused by an earthquake, submarine landslide, or other disturbance. A tsunami is formed when Earth's underwater tectonic plates shift, which makes underwater earthquake and causes huge waves in the ocean. Here is Jocelyn in LA, California, where a tsunami has happened.
In LA, California, there was a tsunami. It was caused by 7.2 magnitude earthquake, and it brought a ship inland. The tsunami brought the ship a half a mile up the Refugio Canyon. We don't know if anyone survived on the ship, but records show that most probably did not. People are running out of food and animals' homes are getting ruined. It looks like there are no plants left, and you never know what the outcome will be. This is Jocelyn Carlos reporting for KLKR News. Back to you, Allie, in the studio.
Thank you, Jocelyn, for that wonderful report. This is Allie reporting from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Wyatt. A natural disaster is events such as floods, earthquakes, and hurricanes. They cause great damage or loss of life. Tsunami is a series of waves that are caused by underwater earthquakes or undersea volcanic eruptions making waves. A tsunami forms with a series of waves generated in an ocean or some disturbance such as earthquakes and landslides. If the earthquake is big enough, it can cause tsunami. We have some breaking news to report. There was a tsunami in Japan. Now to you, Lincoln.
Hi, my name is Lincoln. I'm here in Japan reporting on the tsunami that just happened. It has damaged many buildings and houses. The tsunami was 124 feet tall and covered 200 square miles of land. During the tsunami, people went to the lowest level of their house or building. Many people lost their houses and jobs. 22,000 people died. It is very damp and the streets are flooding. The tsunami uprooted trees and plants. It destroyed many animal habitats and many animals died as well. Much had to move somewhere else. This is Lincoln reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Wyatt, in the studio.
Thank you for that amazing report. This is Wyatt for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Natalie Lopez. A natural disaster is major, such as floods, earthquakes, and tsunamis. A tsunami forms when underwater earthquakes happen in the ocean. This earthquake causes a large tidal wave that moves very fast. When the wave hits the land, a major damage that oceans occurs to the land and to the people on the land. Tsunamis can occur at any time during the day or night. Most tsunamis occur during the day. The season is typically in the spring when it is windy and the earth is unsettled. However, tsunamis can happen year-round. We have some late-breaking news reporting to the tsunami that just hit China. We have Jacob live on the scene. Let's go there now.
Hi, I'm here in Hong Kong, China, reporting on the tsunami that just happened. The tsunami has destroyed many houses, barns, and many more.
People are devastated by the damage that happened to their homes. People are getting high ground in the middle of the land because that is the safest spot. The weather is still bad. The water is moving fast, but not as fast. Many plants are ruined and animals are dead, but most of them are injured. This is Jacob reporting from KLKR, sending it back to you, Natalie, in the studio.
Thank you, Jacob, for that great report. It's Natalie for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Hope Birch. A natural disaster is a natural event that causes great damage and loss of life. A wildfire is a large destructive fire that spreads quickly over woodland or brush. Most wildfires form because of carelessness or the sun shining on something flammable. It starts out as a small fire, then spreads. Wildfires take place during dry seasons, typically during the months of June, July, and August. Most wildfires happen because of people being careless, not putting out campfires properly, throwing cigarettes out of car windows, or children playing with matches. Other wildfires can be caused by lightning striking dry areas of land. We have some breaking news to report. There's a wildfire in Phoenix, Arizona.
I'm here in Phoenix, Arizona, reporting on the wildfire that just took out Great Wolf Lodge. Most of the damage was caused because of landslides. People can get injured or killed. Some people took action by driving away to a friend or family's house. Right now the weather is really dry and humid. The wildfire has injured 350 people and has killed 60 people. The wildfire is still blazing and the firefighters are running in to put it out. The animals are going to have to relocate to a different forest while this one grows back. The wildfire is actually good for the forest because it burns the debris on the floor. This is Grace reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Hope, in the studio.
Thank you, Grace, for this wonderful report.
Hi, my name is Camden Nost.
Hi, my name is Aiden Moosbrugger.
A natural disaster is a natural event that causes life loss.
A hurricane is a storm with violent winds in the water.
What causes a hurricane is when warm air crosses cold air in the ocean.
Hurricanes form when warm air rises and then replaced by cooler air.
A tropical hurricane can dump inches of rain and maybe a foot of rain onto land.
We have breaking news to report. There was a hurricane in Delray Beach, Florida.
Hi, my name is Paxton. I'm here in Delray Beach, Florida. I'm reporting on the hurricane that just hit. A hurricane is a huge windstorm. A hurricane can cause floods, injury, and or death. A hurricane can destroy many homes. It causes families to move or evacuate. The weather right now is still very windy and rainy. If it continues to rain like this, it may cause more floods. Plants and animals' homes have been destroyed, forcing animals to move. Plants have been ripped from the ground. This is Paxton Holland reporting for KLKR, sending it to you, Cannon, in the studio.
Thank you, Paxton, for that great report. This is Aiden Moosbrugger
and Camden Nost
from KLKR.
My name is Max.
And my name is Ryan. A natural disaster is a natural event such as a flood, earthquake, or a hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life. It can kill plants and animals and leave people stranded, and it can destroy a lot of buildings and cost a lot of money to repair everything.
A hurricane is a very strong wind that forms over water that hits land. It can cause very bad damage, and people can lose their loved homes, their loved ones. $2.5 million to fix everything.
A hurricane is caused when warm, moist air hits cool air. It causes a hurricane. It requires water to fuel it when the warm air rises inside, and it is usually warm and humid during a hurricane, and it is really, really windy, and it rains a lot during a hurricane.
A hurricane forms over warm tropical waters, and it happens during warm seasons. Tropical places, it can cause very bad flooding in some spots. People drown a lot during hurricanes.
We have some late breaking news. There was a hurricane in Hawaii.
We have just witnessed an F4 hurricane in Hawaii with 135 miles per hour winds. A hurricane has destroyed villages, cities, and forest canopies. People have been trying to move toward Minnesota. All the houses and canopies are destroyed. About 500,000 pets are stranded. The weather now is raining for probably another two and a half hours. Plants have died from the conditions. Animals have no canopies. This is Gabe sending it back
to Ryan, Max and Ryan in the studio.
Thank you, Gabe, for that great report. This is Max signing out from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Courtney Hassel-Dolan. A natural disaster is something such as an earthquake, tornado, or hurricane which can do lots of damage and can have losses of lives. It can also kill lots of plants and animals. A hurricane is like a tornado but forms over water. They carry strong winds and only form over the ocean. Hurricanes can be a category 1 through 5. 1 is not as major and 5 is the worst. A storm out in the ocean can cause a hurricane. Hurricane season is June 1st through November 30th, but hurricanes happen mostly during the fall. Hurricanes have different names, so in the future scientists can study them better. If the storm has high winds, then the mix between the warm water and the cold air can form a hurricane. We have some breaking news to report. There is a hurricane in Orlando, Florida.
Hi, my name is Cassie. I am here in Orlando, Florida, reporting on the hurricane that just hit Orlando, Florida. The damage from a Hurricane Ally is causing cities to be underwater, high wind, and it is Category 5 for the winds. Hurricane Ally is affecting people by killing them, power outage, and trapped in their homes, and damaged homes. The winds are not powerful right now, but they will be in a few hours. 600,000 animals are killed or stranded. Plants have died from not enough sunlight. This is Cassie reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Courtney, in the studio.
Thank you, Cassidy, for that great report. This is Courtney for KLKR News.
Isaac Fearing. A natural disaster is such as a flood, earthquake, or a hurricane that can cause great damage or loss of life. A hurricane is formed over nice warm air and moist waters over the tropic. It can cause flooding in the start over water, and it can be disastrous. A fact, hurricane climate of 1969 had the highest wind speed of landfall at estimated 190 miles per hour. We have some breaking news. A hurricane in Boston, Massachusetts.
Hi, my name is Caitlin Feldman. When a hurricane strikes, its coastal area brings a number of serious hazards. The damage can destroy homes, trees, and towns. They face dangers of losing their homes, loved ones, or possessions. They stay away from windows and skylights. The weather is at least 80 degrees right now from the moist air. The animals are not handling it well since they are far away from their homes. The plants are dying all around us. This is Caitlin reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Isaac, in the studio.
Thank you, Caitlin, for that great report. Isaac for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Talia. A natural disaster is a major adverse event resulting from natural process of the earth. What causes a natural disaster? Is a formed tornado, when warm air going down and cold air rising. It would form a tornado that rotates.
I am here in Howard Lake reporting in the tornado that just touched the ground. Much damage has occurred from this tornado. This is Justin reporting for KLKR. Back to you, Talia, in the studio.
Thank you, Justin, for that great report. This is Talia reporting live on KLKR News.
Hi, I am Dakota, and a natural disaster is something in nature like a wildfire or tsunami, and an earthquake is a cause of tsunamis. Fun fact, an earthquake is a sudden vibration of the ground. An earthquake is the tectonic plates moving and hitting each other. We have some late-breaking news to report. There is an earthquake that just happened in Tokyo, Japan. Now to Zach at the scene.
Hi, I am Zach, and I am here in Tokyo, Japan, reporting on the earthquake that just happened. Yards, cars, and ditches are ripped up, and houses, they cannot fix the houses or the cars, and earthquakes keep happening, and the weather is calm and cloudy. The natural disaster is over, but after quakes still happen, the trees are falling down and cars are
in lakes and ditches, and animals are losing their home. This is Zach reporting on the earthquake. Back to you, Dakota.
Thank you, Zach, for that great report. This is Dakota from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Peyton Kiddock. A natural disaster like a tsunami causes a great amount of damage and loss of life. A definition of a tsunami is a great wave that hits and destroys. What causes a tsunami is when the earth plates move and makes a big wave, which is a tsunami. How does this natural disaster form when an earthquake makes a big wave that crashes into land? We have some breaking news to report. There has been a tsunami in Thailand. We have some reporters on the scene.
Hello, my name is Raquel. And my name is Skylar. We are here in Thailand reporting on the tsunami that just hit. The tsunami damages homes and buildings. It uproots plants and kills or injures people and animals. In this tsunami, houses and buildings got damaged. Plants got destroyed and more than 4,000 people died and more got injured. The same happened to animals. The weather is a little windy and rainy. Did you know that only a few oceans a tsunami is caused by a giant meteor in the ocean, and about 80% of the tsunamis occur in the Pacific Ocean's Ring of Fire?
It is still a little windy outside, but it should slow down soon. People will have to find food and shelter and clothing. Plants and animals have been affected a lot. A lot of trees have been uprooted, and animals will have to find shelter and food. It will be a hard time, but they will figure it out. Did you know that tsunamis can get up to 100 feet? They are also known as killer waves. Tsunamis mostly occur in the Pacific Ocean and Indonesia.
This is Skylar Yelg
and Raquel Kuzmarczyk reporting for KLKR.
Sending it back to you, Peyton, in the studio.
Thank you, Skylar and Raquel, for that wonderful report. This is Peyton from KLKR.
Hi, my name is Isaiah Shug. A natural disaster is an event that naturally happens. A tsunami is a series of waves caused by an underwater earthquake or landslide. When an earthquake occurs, it sends off waves. A tsunami forms as water attempts to find a stable position. We have some breaking news to report. There was a tsunami in Honolulu, Hawaii.
Hi, my name is Honolulu, Hawaii, reporting on the tsunami that just hit, that damaged houses and some people drowned, but now it's good. Luckily, no animals drowned. This is Sandra Redlock reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Isaiah in the studio.
Thank you, Samson, for that great report. This is Isaiah for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Eva. A natural disaster is a major event such as a flood, earthquake, or hurricane that can be caused by great damage and loss of life. A tsunami is formed when an earthquake happens under a large body of water like an ocean. The earthquake creates a wave, and this large wave picks up speed and moves towards land. When that wave hits land, great amounts of damage occur, such as buildings are destroyed, people can be injured or killed, along with plants and animals. A tsunami can occur any time of the year and anywhere around the world. Most tsunamis happen in the springtime when the Earth's crust is more unsettled. We have some late breaking news to report. A tsunami just hit Mexico City. We have a reporter there live on the scene. Let's go there now.
This is Charlie Abel reporting for KLKR News live on the scene of Mexico City, Mexico, reporting on the tsunami that just hit. Many homes have been destroyed or badly damaged. There was flooding and many power lines have been knocked down. The cleanup has been very slow and tiring. Many buildings have been knocked down and people are out of work. Most are hurt and some have died. The weather is humid and stormy. Many plants and animals have died in this tragic event and it has been very bad. Wrapping it up, this is Charlie reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to Eva.
Thank you, Charlie, for that great report. This is Eva for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Blake Bulkey, and today I'm going to be talking about natural disasters. A natural disaster is a sudden and terrible event such as a hurricane, tornado, or a flood that usually results in serious damage and many deaths. Sometimes cigarettes or campfires will start wildfires, mostly lit by humans. Wildfires can occur anytime during the year, but they especially happen during the dry season of summer. Fire takes place during the months of June, July, and August. We have breaking news about a wildfire in Toowoomba, Australia. We got reporter Vinny on the scene.
Hi, my name is Vinny and I am here in Toowoomba, Australia, reporting on the wildfire that just started. The wildfire destroyed tons of homes and businesses. For people and animals to protect themselves, they have to move out of their homes and they have to leave immediately. And also just to let you know, there are still wildfires in Australia. The way wildfires affect humans is that the smoke can give people sore eyes and throats. And also the way that wildfires can affect animals is they can get injured or killed. And the way wildfires can affect plants is the fire can burn down the plants. This is Vinny reporting for KLKR, sending it back to Blake in the studio.
Thanks, Vinny. This is Blake signing out for KLKR.
Hi, my name is Madison Horton.
And my name is Bruno Morales.
What is a natural disaster? A natural disaster is an event that causes great damage or a loss of life.
Definition of a natural disaster: when it hits and burns trees and kills them, and that's how to start a wildfire.
What causes a wildfire? The hot, dry, and windy weather causes a wildfire. Also, human carelessness causes it.
How does the natural disaster form? It starts when people are smoking and throwing it into the trees, and that's how to start a wildfire.
Breaking news, there's a huge wildfire in California.
I'm here in U.S. California reporting for the wildfire that just hit U.S. California. Wildfire causes people to die and burns down homes and forests. People who die to these natural disaster, homes destroyed, people have to rebuild their populations in their homes. After natural disaster, it is very hot and sparky. It destroys plants and habitats. This is Connor reporting for KLKR, sending it back to Madison and Bruno in the studio.
Thank you, Connor, for the great report. This is Bruno and Madison for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Christine. A natural disaster is a natural event that happens on land or water. A wildfire is a fire that happens if something sends a spark on a hot day or high winds. A wildfire is caused if it's a hot day, drought, or by a campfire left unattended. A wildfire forms from the heat from the sun or lightning strike, but the majority starts by careless people. We have some breaking news to report. There is a wildfire in Sydney, Australia.
Reporting on the bushfires that just happened. A wildfire can cause houses burning down and trees burning too, and animals dying. People are affected by the fire by their houses being burned down, but deal with it by rebuilding their homes and their populations. Bigger animals can escape, but smaller animals may have trouble escaping and most likely will die. It will burn most of the plants, but it would help because they have diseases. The outcome are hot days that have very dry and droughts. This is Kazimierz reporting to KLKR. Back to you, Christine, at the office.
Thank you, Kaz, for the great report. This is Christine reporting for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Rebecca Smith. A natural disaster is a natural event such as a flood, earthquake, or hurricane that causes great damage and loss. A hurricane is a violent storm with strong winds. A hurricane forms when there's a warm climate, warm air, and cold air. A hurricane forms when warm, moist air and cold air mixes over warm water. We have some breaking news to report. There was a hurricane in Miami, Florida.
I am here in Miami, Florida, reporting on the hurricane that just occurred. Houses have been demolished and there is mass flooding. People have been affected by the death of loved ones, flooding, homes have been demolished or suffering from mold damage, and crops have been flooded. The weather is dry and humid, but there is still rushing water. Habitats have been destroyed, many plants and animals have been killed or injured, and there is not much food available. This is Chloe Lively reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Becky, in the studio.
Thank you, Chloe, for that amazing report. This is Rebecca Smith for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Jackson Eldred. A natural disaster is a natural event such as a flood, earthquake, or a hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life. Did you know tornadoes have had wind speeds of up to 300 miles per hour? A tornado is a funnel of powerful winds caused by warm and cool air colliding. Most tornadoes are caused by thunderstorms. You need warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico and cool, dry air from Canada. Tornadoes form when the denser cold air is pushed over the warm air. The warm air rises through the cold air, creating an updraft. As it gets stronger, it may eventually touch down on Earth. We have some late-breaking news to report. There has been a tornado in St. Louis, Missouri.
Hi, my name is Ben Swartzer. I'm in St. Louis, Missouri, reporting on the EF4 tornado, and the damages are destroyed large buildings, uprooted trees, and hurled vehicles. 220 people dead, 1,096 injured. Houses have been destroyed. The people of St. Louis are scurrying to rebuild their houses. Most of the people of St. Louis was fortunate enough to have basements. The disaster is clearing up, but it's still pretty bad. The plants and animals are barely keeping up. 20 animals that were killed that we know of. Of other bad things, if you didn't know, it's whacking up the food chain and lots of trees were destroyed. This is Ben Swartzer from St. Louis, Missouri, reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Jackson, in the studio.
Thank you, Ben, for that great report. This is Jackson for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Lenny Stewart. A natural disaster such as a flood, earthquake, or hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life. A tornado is a violent rotating column of air extending from a thunderstorm to the ground. A tornado happens from a thunderstorm with warm and cold air mixed. You need warm, moist air from the Gulf of Mexico and cool, dry air from Canada. When these two air masses meet, they create instability in the atmosphere. We have some late-breaking news to report. There is a tornado in Bangladesh.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I'm here in Bangladesh reporting on a tornado that just hit in Bangladesh. There are 47 houses knocked down and 12 buildings knocked down. It affects people because some of their homes get knocked down. So now they will have no food or shelter. Some people are trying to find a spot to hide, and some are trying to hold on to stuff. Some were hiding, some were holding on to stuff. It is 75 and very, very windy out. People lose their houses and trees get their roots taken out of the ground. And animals will not have any food and they will die. This is Haley reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Lenny, in the studio.
Thank you, Haley, for that great report. This is Lenny for KLKR News.
Natural disaster is a natural event such as floods, tornadoes, hurricanes, and earthquakes that cause great damage or loss of life. A tornado is a rapidly rotating column of air that is in contact with both the surface of the earth and a cumulonimbus cloud, or in rare cases, the base of cumulus. Tornadoes are caused by the thunderstorms being extremely large and unstable, with wind shear in the lower region of the atmosphere. Tornadoes form when cold air from Canada and warm air from the Gulf of Mexico collide. Fun fact, damage paths of tornadoes can be in excess of 1 mile wide and 50 miles long. We have some late-breaking news. A tornado just hit southern Missouri. Let's send it down to Lyric and Noah live on the scene. We are reporting in southern Missouri. A tornado just hit here. The family's houses and valuables were ruined during the tornado. The animals' homes were ruined, and the plants could have lost 100 years of growth. Gas could have gotten in the plants and killed them. The tornado is the most deadliest in history so far. Dun, dun, dun! There were about 1,000 tornadoes that hit this year so far. I'm scared for people's families of the ones who died. Keep these families in your prayer.
The tornado is traveling 50 miles south with 300-plus mile-an-hour winds. The weather is rainy, wet, and windy. Things are everywhere. In these conditions, it is not safe to go outside, folks. 695 people died and 2,027 people were injured. This tornado was the strongest in history. In April, May, and July, tornadoes are common. $1.6 billion of equipment was destroyed. This is Noah and Lyric from KLKR, sending it back to you, Isaiah, in the studio.
Thank you, Lyric and Noah, for that great report.
A disaster is a natural event that causes great damage or loss of life. A flood is an overflowing large amount of water beyond its normal point. Heavy rains, overflowing rivers, broken dams, and melting snow and ice could cause flooding. Can happen many ways. Two reasons why floods happen are too much rain, overflowing, or when dams break. We have some breaking news to report. There is a flood in the city of Lake Charles, Louisiana. Cash is on the scene right now. Thank you, Cash, for that great report. This is Kaylee from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Emily Jones. A natural disaster is a sudden catastrophic event that can happen by natural disaster of the earth. A flood is a body of water. It can kill people and animals and destroy buildings. A flood is made when rain overflows oceans, lakes, and rivers. We have some breaking news. There's a flood in Florida.
Hi, my name is Allison Brady. The floods have caused several damages to homes. Some families have been separated. The rain has stopped and the floating water is going down. Trees and crops are standing in water. Some animals have been lost in the floods. This is Allison reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Emily, in the studio.
Thank you, Allison, for that great report. This is Emily from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Emmett Schlegg. A natural disaster in a event social such as a flood, earthquake, tsunami, wildfire, or blizzard. A tsunami is caused by a earthquake in the ocean that makes a big wave that comes onto land. Tsunamis can be really dangerous. They can knock down houses and buildings. We have some big breaking news to report. There has been a tsunami in Indonesia.
It's us, Luke Hawkinson and Matthias Kust, here to tell you about a natural disaster called a tsunami. A tsunami is a wave that kills people and can destroy everything in its path.
A tsunami will take anything in its way. It is not safe there. People are evacuated. Well, what causes the tsunami is landslides and underwater earthquakes. They are bad as a tornado, wildfire, and hurricanes. This is Matthias and Luke. Back to you, Emmett. Thank you, Luke and Matthias, for that great report. This is Emmett for KLKR.
Hi, my name is Isabella Burrell. A natural disaster is an event such as a flood or earthquake that causes great damage or loss of life. The time of year a wildfire normally occurs is in the summer. What causes a wildfire are matches, unattended campfires, and lightning strikes. Wildfire forms because some extreme fires occur naturally by heat of the sun or by a lightning strike. Other ways it can form are playing with matches or playing with fireworks. We have some breaking news to report. There was a wildfire in LA, California. We have Rosie reporting in from the scene.
I'm here in Los Angeles, California, reporting on the wildfire
that just destroyed 50 acres. The damage does not destroy the damage it does is destroy homes, businesses, towns, and many lives. People here are wheezing, coughing, and have sore eyes and throat. Half of them have shortness of breath. The wildfire is still raging. Plants are burning to the ground, and animals are losing their homes. This is Rosie reporting for KLKR, sending back to you, Isabella, in the studio.
Thank you, Rosie, for that great report. This is Isabella for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Autumn Schoenfeld, and this is
Carly Rochelo.
A natural disaster is an event such as a flood, hurricane, or a wildfire that causes serious damage and many deaths. A wildfire is when a fire gets out of hand and burns things down to the ground. A wildfire can be caused by a lightning strike hitting dry grass or human carelessness, like people throwing cigarettes outside without putting them out, or people not putting out a fire properly. An interesting fact is 90% of all wildfires are started by human carelessness. Another interesting fact is one of the largest fires in recent history was in 1825, when a fire broke through Maine in Canada, burning 3 million acres of forest. Carly will now give you more information on wildfires.
A wildfire can happen in the summer, fall, and spring, and can happen day or night. It happens in August and early September. A wildfire can form if a bonfire gets out of hand and if a cigarette is not put out properly. It can start a wildfire. Lightning strikes the earth over 100,000 times a day. 10 to 20% of these lightning strikes can cause fires. Fires can kill diseases and insects that can destroy many other plants. An average of 1.2 million acres of United States woodland burn every year. We have some breaking news to report. There was a wildfire in Yellowstone National Park.
Sending it out to you, Izzy.
A wildfire that just ended. This wildfire killed animal homes, natural resources, and 793,880 acres of land. Many people and animals are affected because the humans braved in the smoke, causing health problems such as wheezing, sore eyes, and many other medical issues. Everyone evacuated safely, and thankfully no one was hurt. The weather here is very hot and humid. $120 million has been used to fight this fire, and the firefighters have been working all day and night to fight this fire that just ended. 246 elk have died here, and that's not all. 9 bison, 4 mule deer, and 2 moose have died during this wildfire. But it's also okay for the plants here because it burns the plants, fighting for sunlight and ground. Did you know that 5.2 million acres of land burn each year? Sending it back to you, Autumn and Carly.
Thank you, Izzy, for that great report.
Hi, my name is Juliet. A natural disaster is an event such as earthquake or a hurricane that causes great damage or loss. The number of suffering food crisis as a natural disaster has tripled in the last 30 years. A wildfire is a natural disaster of burning forests. Most wildfires are caused by carelessness. There are fires that are also made by heat and lightning, but barely. Sometimes fires occur naturally ignited by heat from the sun or lightning strikes. However, the majority of wildfires are a result of human carelessness. Causes included arson campfires, discarding lit cigarettes, not burning debris properly, playing with matches or fireworks. We have breaking news to report. There is a wildfire in Southern California.
I'm here in Southern California reporting on the wildfire that just hit. The wildfire will cause putting endangered species and community water supplies at risk, and it causes people wheezing, coughing, sore eyes, and throats. When people had to evacuate the area, there is still a big fire. Birds' nests and eggs can be destroyed, and it destroys many plants and other plants. Rely on the fires to remove debris. This is Emma reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Juliet, in the studio.
Thank you, Emma, for that great report. This is Julia for KLKR News signing off.
Hi, my name is Adriana.
And I'm Cameron.
A natural disaster is an event that causes great damage. The causes of the hurricanes is when warm water, moist air goes over the water and rises. Hurricanes come around during summer and falls. A typical hurricane can dump 6 inches into a foot of rain across a region.
Every second, the large hurricane releases the energy of 10 atomic. Yeah. Oh, we have some breaking news. We have someone live on the set. Landon, what's happening there?
Hi, I am here in New Orleans, Louisiana, reporting on Hurricane Katrina that just destroyed New Orleans. About 80% of New Orleans was destroyed, and workers are telling me that it will take $81 billion to replace everything. Hurricane Katrina killed 1,833 people. Millions of people were left homeless. It looks like it has cleared up. Hurricane Katrina was a Category 5 hurricane. Millions of plants and animals were killed and destroyed. This is Landon reporting from KLKR, sending it back to you, Cameron and Audrina, in the studio.
Thank you, Landon, for that great report. This is Audrina. And I'm Cameron from KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Benjamin on the set of KLKR News. A natural disaster is a result of the earth reacting to something that causes great damage or loss of life. An example of a natural disaster is a hurricane. Hurricanes are given names by the U.S. government, which is the only natural disaster that gets a name by the U.S. government. A hurricane is a large storm with high winds and hard rainfall that forms over warm water in tropical areas. Hurricanes have winds of 75 miles per hour and higher. A hurricane gets its source of energy from water vapor from the ocean. Hurricanes last for more than a week. The highest class of a hurricane is a Category 5 and the lowest is a Category 1. We have some breaking news to report. There is a hurricane in Hawaii. Now let's send you out to Martin.
Thank you, Benjamin. Yeah, I'm here in Hawaii reporting a hurricane that just hit. The hurricane has destroyed over 8,700 acres so far, and there is more to come. We expect the hurricane to travel another 110 miles. It is slowing down, but still very powerful. So far, 648 people have died, known to us. People are evacuating their houses, and if you are within 50 miles of the hurricane, you should do the same. The hurricane is still causing great damage. The hurricane is killing animals and obliterating plants. Plants are food for animals, so any surviving animals will starve. The hurricane is a Category 5 hurricane, and the winds are ripping trees out of the ground and the roofs off of houses. This is one of the worst that has hit Hawaii in the last 2 decades, and we are hoping you stay safe. This is Martin reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Benjamin, in the studio.
Thank you, Martin, for that great report. This is Benjamin for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Riley Langenfeld. A natural disaster is a sudden and terrible event in nature, such as a hurricane, a twister/tornado, or a flood that usually results in serious damage and deaths. A storm with a violent wind, in particular tropical cyclone. The cause of a hurricane is when warm, moist air over the water rises. It's replaced by colder air, and the cooler air will then start to rise. Then there will be enough warm water in the cycle to continue. We have some breaking news to report. There is a hurricane in the Gulf of Mexico.
I'm here in South America in the Gulf of Mexico, reporting on the EF4 hurricane that just hit. Most people are down. The town is full of water. The winds are up to 120 miles per hour. The damage to the houses is bad. Some people's houses got washed away. The people were affected badly. Some people's houses are flooded. People are dealing with the damage bad. About 1,000 died. Weather is bad. The disaster wrecked the town. The winds are incredible. Stay safe. Plants and animals were affected badly. Some died. This is Jesse reporting for KLKR News. Back to you, Riley.
Thank you, Jesse, for the wonderful report. This is Riley for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Loudon Krautzer.
Hi, my name is Emmett Dusky.
A natural disaster is an event such as a flood, earthquake, etc. that causes great damage or loss of life.
A tornado is a spinning piece of air that is warm and cold, violently spinning at 70 to 200 miles per hour. What causes a tornado is warm air from Mexico and cold air from Canada mixing. When warm air from Canada cold air from Canada and warm air from Mexico.
When warm air from Mexico and cold air from Canada mix and start mixing and spinning.
We have some breaking news to report. There is a tornado in Howard Lake, Minnesota.
Hi, my name is Xavier. I am here in Howard Lake, Minnesota, reporting on the tornado that just happened. The damage is devastating. It rips out trees, destroys houses, throws cars, and kills plants and animals. How were people affected by this natural disaster? Their houses and cars are destroyed. How are they dealing with the damage? They are living in tents for shelter and eating canned food. How did they protect themselves? They went into their basement or went to a local tornado shelter. What is the weather like now? Rainy and windy. Is the tornado over? No, it is still going. How are plants and animals affected? Plants are pulled out of the ground, and animals are hit by debris. Animals are sucked into the tornado, and animals' homes are destroyed. Fun facts. Some can happen in seconds. They can spin up to 300 miles per hour. Tornadoes can last from 10 seconds to 10 hours. This is Xavier reporting for KLKR. Back to you, Loudon and Emmett.
Thank you, Xavier, for that great report. This is Loudon and Emmett from KLKR.
Hi, my name is Brody Neeson.
And I am Jackson Ewart.
A natural disaster is a natural event such as a flood, earthquake, or hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life. Flooding occurs when in node floodplains when prolonged rainfall over several days. Fun fact, in the past 30 years, 86 people have died in floods each year. Another fun fact is that flash floods can bring walls of water from 10 to 20 feet high. Another fun fact is a car can be taken away in as little as 2 feet of water.
Now exactly what is a flood? It is when a large amount of water goes beyond its confined space, especially where normal dry land is supposed to be. A flood occurs when water intrudes lands. Ways this happens: excessive rain, a ruptured dam, or when snow or ice melts fast, or even a misplaced beaver dam. Fun facts: floods are the most popular natural disaster in the United States. Floods are the most dangerous natural disaster, even worse than a hurricane or a tsunami for human death-wise.
We have some late-breaking news. There has been a flood in Pittsburgh, Ohio.
We have a reporter live on the scene right now.
I am here in Pittsburgh, Ohio, reporting on the flood of the Ohio River that just occurred earlier today. Around 13 people have died today from the flood. Many houses have been destroyed. Cars, crops, and livestock haven't been damaged too much, but the people are dealing with damage or destruction of housing, flooding in the basement, and loss of life. The flooding is over now. Most people are rebuilding or moving out. Some animals have died, and almost all of them have lost their habitats. This is Nolan Grenham reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to you, Jackson and Brody, in the studio.
Thank you, Nolan, for that great report. This is Jackson and Brody for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Hunter. A natural disaster is a disaster like floods, earthquakes that cause great damage and loss of life. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. A flood occurs known floodplains when prolonged rainfall over several days. A flood, we have some breaking news to report. There was a flood in Minnesota. We have a reporter on the scene.
I am here in Grand Forks, Minnesota, reporting on the Red River flood that just happened. The flood killed 4 people and $1 million in damages. People are being affected by the flood, by life loss, and losing shelter. The weather right now is 50 degrees Fahrenheit, and the flood is over. Animals are losing their lives and their homes. Plants are suffocating and dying by the amount of water they are given to them. If your skin comes in contact with flood water, make sure to wash it with soap and disinfecting water because the contents are unknown. To stay safe during a flood, go to the highest ground possible. This is Morgan reporting for KLKR News, sending it back to Hunter in the studio.
Thank you, Morgan, for that great report. This is Hunter for KLKR News.
Hi, my name is Lily Logie.
And my name is Hayden Carls.
A natural disaster is a natural event such as a flood, earthquake, or hurricane that causes great damage or loss of life.
A flood is an overflowing of a large amount of water beyond its normal amount, especially over what is dry land.
What causes a flood is when there is an excessive amount of snow melting or a lot of rain.
A natural disaster forms when water indicates land that's normally dry, which can happen in multiple ways.
An interesting fact about floods is that a car can be taken away in as little as a foot of water. No region is safe from flooding. The Yellow River flood in 1887 killed about 2 million people. Communities at risk are located in low-lying areas near water or downstream from a dam. We have some breaking news to report. There is a flood in Bemidji, Minnesota.
I am here in Bemidji, Minnesota, reporting on a flood that just destroyed a bunch of houses. It damaged cars, crops, and properties. People can get bad health such as borne disease. You can get hepatitis A and vector-borne disease. And a natural disaster, it can be cold, wet, and very bad for you. Animals can get displaced, some migrate, and some die. Plants can have soil decrease oxygen levels, and they can die. And an interesting fact is since flood damage is almost never covered by homeowners insurance, is important for people living in high-risk flood zones. This is Maddie reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you, Hayden and Lily in the studio.
Thank you, Maddie, for that great report.
Hi, my name is Ella Swatsky. A natural disaster such as a flood or an earthquake that causes great damage and possibly a loss of life. A flood is an overflow of water that submerges land that is usually dry. A flood is caused by a rainfall over several days and intense over a short period of time that causes a river or a dam. A stream overflow is called a flood. A flood occurs when water inundates land that is normally dry, which can happen in a multitude of ways. Excessive rain, a ruptured dam, or a levee, rapid melting snow or ice. We have some breaking news. There is a flood in Las Vegas, Nevada.
Hi, my name is Destiny. I'm here in Las Vegas reporting on the flash flood that just struck. This natural disaster caused destroyed homes, buildings, ruined possessions, and ruined roads. People are staying safe by going to the safest areas possible or evacuating if they can. The weather is pretty windy and the flood is still on warning watch, and it's still drizzling rain outside, but the flash flood is starting to calm down. The plants are drowning and only few will live. It seems like the animals could be hurt or dead or okay, but we'll have to wait and see. This is Destiny Fulvin reporting for KLKR, sending it back to you to Ella Swatsky in the studio.
Thank you, Destiny, for that great report. This is Ella reporting for KLKR News.